Over 1,000 years ago in the 8th century, the most powerful empire in the world was the Arab Caliphate ruled by the Umayyad dynasty. It was the largest empire that the world had ever seen up to that point, and in the year 720 the empire stretched all the way from the Atlantic Ocean in the west to India in the east. It was, without a doubt, the most powerful empire in the world, but gradually over the centuries receded into history. Despite how utterly impossible this is, let's just assume that the Caliphate suddenly just appeared back into existence instantly with its exact borders. 36 different modern countries would lose all or some of their territory to the Caliphate, including places as far away from each other as Portugal and India. 11.1 million square kilometers of territory would belong to the empire, which would make it the second largest country in the world behind only Russia. It would be home to a population of 665,217,000 people, which would place it as the third most populous country in the world behind both India and China. Despite the empire being called the Arab Caliphate, Arabs themselves would only form a plurality within the country at 46% of the population. It's easy to see why, since the empire covers an extremely diverse amount of land, with Spaniards and Portuguese over here, Turks here, Kurds here, Persians here, and Pakistanis and Indians over here in the east. The reunited Arab Caliphate would have a nominal GDP of 5.34 trillion US dollars, which would mean it would be the third largest economy in the world, overtaking both Germany and Japan, but remaining behind China and the United States. Since the Caliphate would absorb entire countries like Saudi Arabia, Iran, Kuwait, and Qatar, it would instantly become by far the world's largest producer of oil. In fact, nearly 30% of all the Earth's oil production would be controlled by the Caliphate, which would give it an enormous leverage on the world stage. The other tool that the empire could use as leverage would be its massive military, which would become the largest in the world with 4,214,000 active-duty troops. That's more active-duty soldiers than China and the United States combined, and in addition, the Caliphate would find itself in possession of an additional 4,216,000 troops placed in reserves. If called upon, the Caliphate would have by far the largest military force in the world,